My name is Nkwali Anyakonyechi. I am the former registrar from Nigh Neighbours University, but I was in Futo for about 25 years before then. Actually, what happened was at a point when it was, by human standard, it was my turn to become the registrar of Futo. It looked like there were some issues that could not make me were not on my side to be the registrar. So I went to God in prayer and I said, what's happening? I had gone for 2 interviews in Futo and 3 interviews in other universities. At which from the grapevine I heard I did very, very well and I had been taken, but for pressure from here and there. So I went to God in prayer and I said, but you told me I would be a registrar someday. He said, yes, you'll be a registrar, but you have to work for me first. And I asked, how do I work for you? And he said, I want you to take the message of love to every family in the world. And I said, how do I do that when I don't know how many books are in the Bible? I don't know how to quote the scriptures. He said, you don't have to, because of the way I have gone with you from when you were born and all that. All you need to do is to share your testimonies. I don't want you to preach. There are too many preachers around. I don't want you to teach. There are too many lecturers and professors. I just want you to share your testimonies, and that will bring souls to you. I was always ready because my mother had a maid who needed it. And two of them were poisoning or whatever, chewing each other. As a result, I stayed 11 months and 3 weeks in my mother's womb. When my father came and saw that I had 2 eyes, 5 fingers, he said, call me Kaka. You shall leave testimonies of this name. And I have been giving testimonies ever since. And from that time, of course, he started by giving me this name, Nigh Neighbours. And I said, what is Nigh Neighbours? He said, Nigh Neighbours means near neighbor. And that is the family. And the greatest commandment is love God and love your neighbor. So I want you to go to the world and tell them that if they love me, I will now help them to love their neighbor, beginning with their immediate neighbors, the Nigh Neighbours, N-I-G-H. And that is the father, the mother, the sisters, the brothers. And then when they have learned about love, and that with love there is no conflict that cannot be settled, then they will go as a family neighbor to their next neighbor. And that was how God just put it in my heart, and I started. That's what our anthem says, and that every member of the family is important in that family, and that family members contribute a lot to build a family. So that's what Nigh Neighbours is all about. We try to make people understand that nobody in the family is less than the other. So in 1997, like I said, I started serving. So as soon as I started serving God, you wouldn't believe it. 4 years or 5 years later, when I was no longer qualified by human standards, because I was now 57 years old. And at 57, we wouldn't be able to do the 5-year term. So I didn't even apply. But God, in His infinite mercies, made me registrar. And I had 3.5 years to be registrar. Really, basically, we have 3 major programs that you can call Family Congress, where we bring families together and chat, interact. Because Nigh Neighbours programs are interactive. We don't preach, we don't teach. We interact, we share problems, we discuss tough issues that face the family. So we have 3 major programs in the year. One is in February, on February 13th every year. We have what we call Nigh Neighbours Val Banquet, because 14th February is Valentine. So it's like God was telling us, go and tell people that I am the love, not the ones we do it, So we used to do that in Mode Hotel, but we kept on changing. The last year we did it in Alban. Okay, so we've been doing that for 17 years. Every 13th of February or around 14th of February, we'll organize a Val banquet where we invite couples and fiancés. fact, it's a testimony of a Nigh Neighbours couple that got married. They met in Nigh Neighbours, got married, but 1 year after, of course, each person was now, saying who is the biggest, and then they split. They left. In fact, the matter was in court before, through the prayers of Nigh Neighbours and the family is concerned. Just when the matter had been adjourned for the next hearing, they came to their senses and they came back. So their testimony is in this: 12 ways to love your wayward child. How do you relate to that child that you think is a goof smoker? How do you relate to that child that will just wear anything and get out of your house? How do you relate to your daughter that goes out and comes back and you find out she's pregnant? This one is that the problems of marriage is selfishness. Indeed, every relationship that has a conflict, you will find out that it's because, like your husband says, you talk too much. Whenever you decide on something, you will stick to it. Why is he saying that? Because he wants you to stick to his own. Is that not it? So that's why Nigh Neighbours is like telling you that it is selfishness. So if you can put God where you put self, your marriage will work. So the second program we have, we call it Funspiration. And that's the one that is coming up very soon. It's coming up on the 11th of November. It's 11/11. That's the day we do it. Whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we do it 11/11 from 3:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. It's basically for youth. We decided we said it would be for youths and children. But as time went on, and from my experience, we found out that each time we had a program, we had beautiful topics to discuss. That it's like the children, the young people are saying, "I wish my father was here. I wish my mother was here." So this is why now Funspiration is for youth, young people, young adults, and parents and teachers that care. That's what Funspiration is all about. We hold that on the 11th of November every year, and we expect a lot of youth to be there, and then we expect men who feel that they need to know how to show love to their wayward children. Let's put it that way. It will be told at the KFC. KFC on MCC Road, opposite Diamond Bank. That's where we are holding it on the 11th of November, from 3:30 p.m.